On this week's episode of BJ in the Morning, we're going to talk about glitches in the Matrix. Let's go. Welcome to BJ in the Morning.
What are you doing with your hand?
Welcome to BJ in the
Are
Morning.
you an android?
Welcome to BJ in the Morning. Welcome to BJ in the Morning.
I'm Brendan.
Welcome to BJ in the Morning. Oh, wait. Hey, I'm Juan.
Were you glitching?
I was glitching.
Were you glitching out, man?
Well, I don't know what happened.
Don't be a glitch about it, okay?
Excuse me? Dude?
Dude, quit your glitching.
Welcome to BJ in the Morning. I'm Juan.
I'm Brendan.
And we are back.
We
never
we
left.
didn't go anywhere.
But we are back.
We're back.
Again. Yeah.
BJ's back, all right?
Still don't know what episode this is.
I think it's like 79.
We're doing great. And I hope you're proud of us.
Just stare at the camera. Don't make any noise. Just stare. Maybe there'll be a slow zoom. Doubt it. I don't feel like editing that much, but
I just hiccuped twice.
in a row, like back to back to back.
As soon as we started. Was that a glitch in the Matrix?
It was a glitch in your body.
Speaking of
Because
glitches,
hiccups are technically glitches.
I heard that.
What, my hiccup?
What's going on today? Speaking of glitches,
It's been a week and a half since we did an episode.
we thought it'd be a good idea to talk about glitches in the Matrix, because you know why?
Why? Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a glitch.
Well, but yeah, no, for real, tell me why.
As everybody knows,
Mhm.
we live in a simulation.
Definitely.
We're all plugged into the Matrix. Unless you are the...
Like the agents.
Yeah.
The people in the Matrix.
Yeah.
The ones that don't go.
You were written.
I'm Code.
You're not.
You know,
the
last
main
time I watched
character?
the Matrix movies was when I was in like high school.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw the newest one when
I'm
it came out.
sorry. I heard it was bad.
It was alright. It was just Keanu Reeves being Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know Kung Fu.
Wow.
Whoa.
But since we live in simulation.
A simulation,
and
yeah.
we are programmed.
Well, yeah.
We're not main characters.
No, definitely not.
I'm sorry.
Who's the main character? The mainest character?
Keanu Reeves.
I was gonna say, let's just say it on 3 and just see what we come up with.
Oh.
It's Jeff Bezos. Duh.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Or
Warren Buffett.
Elon.
Ellen Muskie.
Elon Musk.
Ellen Musk. That's how
Elon
you say his name, right?
Musk.
Ellen Musk.
Ellen Musk.
Ellen Musk.
That sounds good.
Hey, there was another recall on Cybertrucks. Is that
Really?
a glitch in the
I've been seeing a lot of videos about
I've been seeing a lot of Cybertrucks.
I've seen one, but it was on a trailer.
I saw one in Phoenix recently when we went to the baseball game.
In Phoenix?
And then I saw one driving randomly the other day when I was driving on like my routes. And then I saw another one yesterday parked behind a random business up the road from where I live.
My question is, who would spend that much money on that truck?
Elon Musk fans.
Sure.
The truck is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. But also, if I had like F around money like that, I'd probably get one. Because you know how many people were just standing around the one parked yesterday?
Yeah. How many?
Like 7. There was just 7 people in the parking lot. It's 112 degrees outside, by the way. And they're just standing around looking at it, taking pictures of it.
Sounds like a good thing to do.
It's just funny to me how ugly it is and how excited people get about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I had like just F round money, maybe I'd get one.
So, have you ever had?
Anyway.
Have you ever experienced a glitch in the Matrix or anything like that?
I think so. I was thinking about it a lot once you brought up the idea of this episode. Where I think this might be considered a glitch in the Matrix. But we're going way back to like probably 2012. Probably 2012, 2013 area. I had my first car, my Saturn. You remember my Saturn?
Yep, of course.
And I had been driving it for a long time, and it was a manual, non-automatic, right? So I'm pretty familiar by this time. Had it for like 6 years, I think, 5 years, something like that. I don't remember. But it was between 2010, 2012 ish, and I was just driving. I was at a 3-way light stop, right? So 3-way lights.
Yeah.
And I got a green light, and I was going through the intersection, and the car stalled when I was shifting into gear. By this time, I wasn't stalling out. It wasn't a normal occurrence. I didn't get it into gear, and it stopped, right? And just didn't go forward anymore. And someone blew through the red light. And if I would have gone through the light, I would have been like T-boned hard.
Oh.
I'm saying like they blew through this light. So that's my biggest like glitch in the Matrix, because like I don't feel like I was at a point where I was stalling my car out. So like the car just quit working for that car to go right in front of me, blowing through the red light.
That sounds like something else, my friend.
Divine intervention.
Divine intervention.
No.
But
the other like glitch I can think of is, I think there was many a times when we would go do stuff during the summer, things like that, where we would just like the next day after being outside all day or anything, the day would just disappear, you know? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like where you would just like probably sleep all day and like it's just gone. I don't know. That's like the closest thing. I don't have any like direct like this is what happened, but I know there's plenty of days where I just probably slept all day long.
Yeah.
And that's like the closest thing. I don't know. It's not really an example because I can't give you direct examples, but
yeah.
Do you have any?
Yeah. One day I was at work and I was chilling outside, taking a little breaky break, and I saw a cardinal. And it flew up, and we hang out in this little area. We call it the cabana. But it's just like a little ramada. And it like perched up on a little fence of the cabana. And then I saw a second one.
Oh.
Fly up right next to it. That's the closest thing I got.
To a glitch in the Matrix?
Yeah.
You're just like, there shouldn't be two of those.
Two?
Yeah, especially like...
Two cardinals?
Like Arizona State bird is the cardinal. But honestly, how many cardinals do you see?
Not many.
No, and I know because you get so excited when you see one. And it's just, I think I've only, in the 24 years I've lived here, I think I've only seen a handful.
Yeah.
So.
I've never seen one until like my late 20s.
The funny thing is you hear them a lot. Like their call, you can hear them a lot. I just never see them. And they're a bright red bird and our deserts are brown. You should be able to see them.
They're just really good at camouflaging.
I guess so.
Maybe it's another glitch in the Matrix.
Maybe.
So, we do have some stories of glitches
from others,
in the Matrix, from others.
From other people.
Other peeps.
People we don't know. Strangers, we should say.
Yeah. Strangers, for sure. Do you want to kick us off with...
I can kick us off.
With the story from a stranger about the Matrix being glitched?
Yeah, so I'm going to start with a heavy hitter.
Okay.
Are you ready?
How heavy?
I feel like it's a long one, so
should I prepare myself?
I don't know. I didn't read this one ahead of time, just so you know.
Okay.
But this one is from r/glitch in the Matrix. Glitch in the Matrix. Anytime I flub words, just know it's a glitch. It's not me. It is the audio coming through.
It's his programming.
This is my programming. I just was about to. I had a thing on the tip of my tongue, like another memory of a glitch in the Matrix, and it went away. So we're just gonna continue with the story.
All right.
Anyways, this one's from 3 years ago. So I experienced a glitch where I saw the simulation that we are in, someone experienced it with me and saw the same thing. Quick preface. We are both completely sober. I'm currently driving home from my lunch break, so I'm using Siri to talk. Hopefully this makes sense. That's also part of the preface.
Okay.
So back in the summer, we had a huge friend trip to Lake Powell. For anyone that has been there, you know it's absolutely beautiful. Anyways, we were boating through the canyons and going deeper and deeper into the canyons at Lake Powell. At one point, I thought in my mind something along the lines of, damn, this place is so beautiful, it almost looks fake, or like it was designed to look this way by something. When I started saying that in my mind, a friend turned around to me and said, dude, it feels like we're in a movie, like we're looking at movie props. It looks so fake. And I turned around and looked and said, dude, what did you just say? I was thinking the same exact thing. We were both freaking out about it, but then it got a little freakier. We were sitting at the back of the boat looking at our 10 or so friends standing up while the boat was slowly going through the canyons. And as I watched them looking at the scenery, I experienced an altered state of conscious. The best way to describe it is that the facade of the human experience was dropped, and all of a sudden my friends looked like gods or angelic beings experiencing Earth and just enjoying the moment. My friend turned to me and said, dude, look at our friends. They're so beautiful and alive. They look like angels. And I knew at that moment we were both experiencing the same thing. Wow. The best way to describe what we saw is it looked like we were placed ourselves in a video game and were enjoying what we created. It's super hard to describe this experience. If you've seen Maze Runner, you know how they make you forget everything before you go in the maze, but yet you had an existence before that. It felt like that. The nature of reality teased us and slightly withdrew, and we saw our friends and this earth for what it could truly be for a brief moment in time. Edit number 1. I heard a story of a man who experienced something similar where at random times he would tap in to this outside reality while being sober. He came up with a theory that human consciousness and our brains can act like a needle finding the groove on a vinyl record. Once we tune it specifically and find ourselves in this groove, music can be played. Or in other words, we can start experiencing some fascinating things. I have to find where I read this though, but supposedly it happens randomly to a lot of people.
I want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, one of the comments says, you had a moment of enlightenment. Wow. Like you're experiencing spiritual, we are spiritual beings just having a human experience instead of spiritual beings having, or human beings having spiritual
experience.
Yeah.
Whoa. I want to do that.
Should we go to Lake Powell?
Let's go to Lake Powell.
I've always wanted to go.
Let's go somewhere spiritual.
Yeah.
Somewhere Sedona, right? Sedona has like
it's like got like
portals
and like the energy's really high and stuff.
And like the wall between the spiritual realm and the physical realm is thin.
Thin as heck, dude.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Avatar style.
Let's make that a video. Can we write that trip off as a business expense on our taxes?
Let's do it. Wow, what a crazy story.
Just imagine, like, I can't even imagine what they saw. You know what I mean? Like, because if they truly saw the simulation or like being outside the simulation, then what do you think it would look like? I couldn't even put into words or like picture it in my head.
I imagine just another shitty world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another shitty world, but it's worse.
It's on the verge.
Why would you want a simulation
of this?
Right. If it was the same or better, why would you want a simulation of this?
Yeah.
Of what we're doing.
So they're already
now.
on like World War VI, and we're just about to hit 3.
Yeah.
Like
they're like, oh shit, we're going down the wrong path.
They're like,
again.
if we made different choices, where would we be now? And they like handpicked like different choices, and here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are. post-apocalyptic, like Ready Player One status.
Yeah, that story definitely sounds like more of like a spiritual experience rather than a simulation experience.
But what if that's the same thing?
All right.
You know what I mean? Like no, think about it like this. Because you're not thinking about it how I'm thinking about it, right? It's like this enlightenment. What if they enlighten like moments like that have happened throughout time have been breaking that barrier out of the simulation that we're in, right? It's the same thing with like gods that have been like portrayed on like cave walls and like in hieroglyphics and stuff, right?
Right.
It's like, what if they were aliens or time travelers or anything like that?
Or like how cavemen saw the USS Enterprise?
Sure. But that kind of stuff, right? Yeah. What if that is all explained with things that we don't have to do the same things that we did hundreds of years ago, right? Yeah. We don't have to create, we don't have to build things the way that they used to and like figure things out the way that humans used to, because we're so technologically advanced now that maybe the simulations like backed off a little bit, or the aliens or time travelers. Maybe they don't have to come back anymore because we're at a point where they don't need to help us along the way. Right? So think about it like that. Like if this is a simulation and they're simulating the different choices that we made to not get in that shitty world that is outside the simulation, those would be those times.
You've thought about this, haven't you?
No, this is right now. This is all right now off the top.
Off the dome.
Right.
Off the dome.
Right off the tip of the tongue.
So should we get into my story?
Yeah, get into your story before I just go on another tangent like that and you don't understand anything I'm saying.
All right.
All righty then.
Tone it back. Tone back the tude.
I don't have a tude. I love you.
All right.
That's how you respond to me saying I love you to the entire internet. The 6 people that listen to our podcast. Are you those turtles having sex?
Yeah. All right. So mine is more like a story told rather than a Reddit post.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But it's like a story of. It's like a story of a Reddit post. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So someone read a Reddit post.
Oh wait, no, I'm on the wrong one. This is a Reddit post. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, this is from
everything he just said. Glitch.
Yeah, glitched.
Go for it.
U/N Torres 2020.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
If I told you what I saw last night, you would not believe me. Like I can't even wrap my head around it. So here it goes. I went to do laundry around 2 a.m. with my oldest son. Dangerous. After we put the laundry in, we went to McDonald's.
At 2 a.m.?
2 a.m. We went to McDonald's to get something to drink. The drive-thru was packed for about 6 cars ahead of us. I noticed one of the cars were moving forward, and then I'm struggling right now. Hang on.
It's okay. It's okay. Take a breather.
Hang on.
Take a breather.
It's the back feed, all right? All right? Let me start over.
Okay.
I went to do laundry around 2 a.m. with my oldest son. After we put the laundry in, we went to a McDonald's drive-thru to get something to drink. The drive-thru was packed with about 5 or 6 cars ahead of us. I noticed none of the cars were moving forward, and it had been like 5 minutes already waiting.
That's too long for 2 a.m.
So I decided to go around the car in front of me and to the next drive-thru lane. Parentheses, McDonald's has 2 lanes.
Most of the time
parentheses,
now.
Right?
Most of the time.
As I'm pulling around, I look into the car and see that they're not moving. And I kid you not, both people, the driver and the passenger, looked dead. Heads tilt all the way back, eyes shut, not moving, dead. I freaked out and tried to pull out one of the drive-thrus entirely. I freaked out and I tried to pull out of the drive-thru entirely, going around the other cars just to get out of there. And the next car I passed, all the passengers also looked dead. Heads tilted back, eyes shut.
Oh, man.
I panicked, thinking maybe they were all shot or someone unalived them.
Wait, do it again.
Unalived them. So I fucking hit the gas and got the fuck out of there. It says that. So I have to read it, right?
I skipped an F word in my story.
Oh, shoot. So I effing hit the gas and got the F out of there. My son called 911 and told them what happened, and they sent an officer to check. A few minutes later, the cop called us back and said everything was fine. Mind you, my son saw it too. We both saw the car in front of us, and the people looked dead. This stuff was terrifying. It literally looked like one of those rapture movies or the end of the world type shit.
He said about potty word.
Needless to say, I can't wrap my head around what we saw or why. I'm still scared over it. It's definitely the feedback in my headphones, by the way.
Yeah. Next time you
messing me up.
Next time you got to read, just pull them off. Just pull them off.
Pull on.
Have you ever seen anything kind of like that? Like, has anything like that ever happened to you? Because, like, the most I can think of is, have you ever been just driving down the road and a homeless person's just staring at you?
Yeah.
That's the vibe I got from that story. It was, like, when someone's just, like, they're auditioning for the next Smile movie, you know? And they're, you know?
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Or they're just, like, hunched over.
Yeah.
Still standing up.
And you're like, are you dead, man? And they're like, no, not at all.
You got a spare change? Spare change?
Spare change? Spare change?
Spare change. You know, that South Park episode?
Yeah.
You got any spare change?
Well,
anyways.
Let's, things happen at 2 a.m. that don't happen anywhere else, like any other time in the day. Also,
maybe they're all asleep.
Yeah, maybe they fell asleep for a second.
Everybody.
They were all coming from the same party.
At the same time.
Same bar.
Same
party.
Same bar, same party, same...
Or maybe it was a prank. You know? Maybe
just
it was
prank,
a prank,
bro.
It's a prank, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Just get over it. It's a prank.
It's a prank.
But anyways, this next story I have. Kind of.
You need to take off your headphones?
Oh, yeah. Let me.
Mm-hmm.
Better?
Mm-hmm.
This one kind of feels like what I was trying to get across earlier, which was like if you ever just slept through an entire day and it's just gone, like vanishes, and you didn't realize it, or like got really sucked into something, and next thing you know, it's 10 o'clock at night. Yeah.
This one explains that?
Kind of. This is also from r/Glitch in the Matrix. It's from 4 years ago. I didn't exist for an entire afternoon when I was 16.
Okay.
I felt like that too. I was an emo kid.
I didn't exist for like 10 years.
Who are you?
Exactly.
You just fade out right now. Anyway, so I stumbled. This is another preface. I stumbled across this subreddit today, and I immediately thought of the story that my friends and family still talk about to this day. This happened in 2009 when I was 16 years old. It was the first weekend of summer, and nobody was home when I woke up at around 11 a.m. I grabbed a snack and went down to the basement to watch TV. I had plans to hang out with a friend at 3 p.m. that day. Like I said before, I started watching TV at around 11, knowing I had 4 hours before I was supposed to head over to my friend's house. I had only been watching TV for about 30 minutes when my mom came down the stairs asking me where I'd been all day. I said, "What are you talking about? I've been awake for less than an hour." I look at my watch and see that it's well past 5 o'clock.
PM?
Yeah. I run upstairs and check my phone to see that I have several missed calls from my friend and my mom. My mom's side of the story is what makes me nauseous when I think about this, even to this day. She was with my little brother at his baseball game from 1 to 3 that day. She and my brother were home when I supposedly woke up and went down to the basement, but neither of them have any memory of seeing me that morning. When my mom got home around 3, she checked the entire house for me, including the basement where I had been sitting watching TV on the couch. It's been 10 years and I still have no idea what happened on that day. It is by far the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me, and although I talk about it with my family like it's a funny little thing that happened, it genuinely chills me to my bones thinking about it.
To your bones.
And the first comment, what were you watching? And the OP responded, Family Guy.
Hell yeah.
And someone goes, what episode? And the next comment is, we are really asking the important questions right now.
Oh man, that is crazy.
Someone here said you were abducted, my dude. Because that is kind of how like alien abduction stories come across. You know what I mean? Like, people just forget about a bunch of stuff that happened to them that day, and all they remember is a bright white light in the wilderness. And then they wake up naked in a field 500 meters away or whatever.
Imagine like you get abducted by aliens and they're like, here, watch this.
Watch Family Guy.
American TV show. Not American. Watch this human TV show.
It's Family Guy.
This Family Guy.
I'd be pissed, dude.
I've had a blast. I'd have a blast.
In 2009, I would have loved it. I don't think I really like Family Guy anymore.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like the humor was definitely us in high school, though, you know?
Yeah.
But I'd be down if they were showing, like, Whitest Kids You Know.
Yeah.
Things like that, you know?
Key and Peele.
Yeah. Like, the good shit.
Yeah. For sure.
But, yeah, I mean, that's pretty weird, right? Like,
that is weird. Like, where have you been all day?
And especially if nobody saw you.
Yeah. Where have you been all day?
And they've been around?
Yeah. And then...
How big's your house?
Okay. How about the fact that mom can't find you?
Yeah.
And
at 3 o'clock.
We're going to be late for the baseball game.
Mm-hmm. This is a Home Alone situation.
Let's just go.
It's a Home Alone situation.
Hey, where's my son?
I don't know. Left him at home.
Let's go to the baseball game.
Because like I said, there's definitely been days where maybe I sit down on the couch and I fall asleep, and next thing I know, it's been 8 hours. Right. You know, like you take a really long extended nap and your whole day's gone. That's definitely happened to me before.
Yeah.
But I also lived alone for a long time, so it didn't matter if I just disappeared for a couple hours.
Or sometimes I'll fall asleep and I'll be like, asleep, right?
Mm-hmm. This is you sleeping.
This is me asleep.
Here we have Juan sleeping in his natural habitat. He's not doing much.
And then?
And then?
And then? You feel like you've been asleep for like 12 hours or longer?
Fucking 30 minutes.
45 minutes.
I definitely woke up today at 5 in the morning.
And then you're like...
chugging water. Because you've never had water in your life when you wake up like that. You've looked at water in your dreams, but you've never had water before. And then you realize, like, oh, I threw something in this cup earlier, but whatever.
Vodka.
Yeah, that was vinegar.
I've done that. One time I was in a hotel, and I was, I got a bottle of Patron with a friend, and I filled that shit. I didn't even want to drink it. It was so strong.
Yeah.
And then I had one of those nights where I was just like, oh, so thirsty. And I grabbed my thirst buster, and I was like...
and then you feel...
Then you feel tequila.
You just feel it burning all the way down to the stomach.
Just wake up trashed. Horrible.
Oh, God. I don't miss... I've definitely fallen asleep with a beer on my nightstand before and taken a swig in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
When it's all stale and warm and it's really horrible. Yeah. It was probably PBR too, so even worse. But yeah, dude, I think that person probably just read the time wrong when they woke up.
Possibly.
I feel like that's probably what happened. It was probably after 1 o'clock, but they saw
after Mom was gone.
It was because they were gone 1 to 3, so it was probably 1 o'clock. But they read the time as 11.
But what about Mom looking for them? And couldn't find them anywhere.
I don't know. Maybe they didn't look that hard.
Sleepwalking?
Possibly, but I really there's no explanation for this other than it. I don't know. It just doesn't seem.
I used to sleepwalk.
Yeah.
I came downstairs once, and I started peeing in the water cooler like it was a urinal.
Nice.
Asleep.
That's horrible.
Yeah. And then my parents got upset.
Well, I could imagine.
And then I want to say it was like 12, 13. And one day I started sleepwalking again, and before I even got to the water cooler, my mom just slapped the shit out of me. Like really hard.
They say it's dangerous to wake up someone sleepwalking.
Really?
Yeah. It can like really mess you up.
Well, she didn't want me to pee in the water cooler again.
Yeah, they should have just like redirected you to the toilet. Yeah. I don't think I sleptwalk at all, so I don't think I have any stories of it.
I don't remember.
Yeah, of course. You were asleep.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. That's a glitch in the Matrix right there.
Sleepwalking?
Yeah, that you can just be asleep and wake up and do shit. You know what I mean? Like, you can just get out of bed and go do stuff.
Like in Step Brothers?
Yeah, exactly. But I've definitely heard, like, stories of people, like, really doing some crazy stuff in their sleep.
Yeah.
Do you know the comedian Mike Birbiglia?
Yep.
Have you ever watched any of his specials?
Yep.
About his sleepwalking?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I've seen him.
Yeah, but he's got some crazy stories in his routines about him sleepwalking and how they had to almost like just tie him down sometimes. Most of the time. I think every time now.
Wow.
Especially because he's got a baby.
Wow.
Anyways, sleepwalking sounds like a glitch in the Matrix to me.
Sounds
like someone didn't
fun.
hit the right switch. You know, there's 2 switches, one for your brain, one for your body, and they just left the body one on. They bumped into it. You know, it's the
glitch.
It's the cleaning people at the end of the night, and they're just like sweeping, and they hit the body button, and your body just gets up and
oh shit!
How do we turn it off?
Let's get out of here. All right.
All right.
Should I get into another one?
Yeah, you want to know? I got one more. So.
All right. Before making an offer on our house, my husband and I went for a viewing with our 3-year-old daughter, whom we left with the babysitter the first time we saw the house.
3-year-old hasn't seen the house yet.
3-year-old has not seen the house. They have. As we walk in, I told her we could choose a room, and she said, I want the dinosaur room. Oh, wait. I want the dinosaur room. And ran upstairs. Okay, 3-year-olds say random stuff. A moment later, she called out and said, Here it is! Here it is! And sure enough, in the closet of her bedroom was covered with dinosaur stickers. My husband, the realtor, and I were all freaked out. The kid, it's your kid, right?
Yeah.
The kid acted like she knew the stickers were there, but none of us remembered seeing them before, and we certainly hadn't talked about them. The house was vacant and immaculately clean. It was an estate sale. Period. We left the stickers up. Right?
Kids can be kind of creepy sometimes.
Kids are crazy.
Kids say some random stuff, and that it'll either like wow you because it's too smart, or wow you because it's really stupid. And then sometimes they'll scare you.
Yeah.
Yeah, just hearing a little kid say he's going to rip your head off in your sleep is kind of terrifying. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
That's all I got. But also, like, that, like, calling out, I'm going to take the dinosaur room, and then there's dinosaur stickers.
Rip your head off.
Yeah. Kids can be creepy as heck, man. But yeah, I don't know how I'd feel about that if...
Not the mama.
No one remembers that show except us.
Say daddy. Not the mama.
No one remembers that show except us.
Love that show.
Same thing with Fraggle Rock. No one remembers that. Even though they have a new one out and it's pretty good.
I know, you were telling me about it.
It's on Apple TV.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. There's a bunch of good shows on Apple TV, not a sponsor.
Not the mama.
Not the sponsor.
Not the sponsor.
But yeah, kids can be really creepy. You have a little young sister.
Yeah.
Has she ever said anything weird and outlandish and like that made you scratch your head?
Not yet. Actually, she probably has. I just can't think of it. I'll think of it.
It'll come to you right when we hit end on this episode. Because we have one more story, and guess what it's about?
What's it about?
Kids saying some scary things.
Oh.
Not the mama. This one is also from...
Headphones.
Oh. This one's also from r/glitch in the Matrix. From 3 years ago. Are you ready?
Yep.
My 5-year-old son broke character and talked to me like an adult.
Ooh.
This happened about 2 years ago. This story is from 3 years ago. So now, 5 years ago. This happened about 2 years ago, and I was so blown away. I took notes and told my wife about it, so I still have the notes on my phone. My 5-year-old son was pretty typical for his age. Always goofing around, never serious, always working some angle to negotiate treats or buying whatever thing was at the top of his list that week. Kids have a selfish worldview, and that's mostly understandable because they haven't matured yet. So when my son asked me to go for a walk, just the two of us, I immediately laughed and thought, okay, what's he going to ask for?
Uh-huh.
We start walking, and I ask, what's on your mind, buddy? And he said, nothing really. I just wanted to have some time to be with you and be peaceful and be out in nature. Wow, okay. This is progress, I thought. Then he said, I want you to know you're the best dad I've ever had. You really do help me and my sister a lot, and you're really very nice, even though we don't usually tell you. So I just wanted to say thank you for everything, and that I want to be near you always. By this point, the only reason I wasn't completely crying my eyes out is that I thought it was some kind of joke or lead up to ask for something. This was totally out of character, especially at this age. I managed to croak out something like, I'm really glad to hear that, and I love you very much. Then we just enjoyed the rest of the walk. It really felt like for a moment I was speaking to a soul who has had several lives. You're the best dad I've ever had. Seems pretty strange. Uh-huh. And wanted to speak directly to me instead of playing the role of a child. I was so glad it happened, and it's something I will never forget. Later, he went right back to being the same old goofy kid that I love.
Huh.
Huh. I feel like I've heard a lot of stories over our time with the internet of kids kind of saying some things like this, you know?
Yeah.
That kind of fuels the fire of like reincarnation and like we live multiple lives, you know, with one soul or things like that.
The best dad I've ever had.
Yeah.
Insinuating.
I've had many dads.
You've had many? Multiple?
Yeah. There are a few comments. You're my favorite mom I've ever had, and I like you to be my mom again next time, were things my toddler said over and over. He was a fountain of past life stories and weird paranormal encounters at that age, or just really imaginative child, depending on how you look at it. That's one of the comments.
Whoa.
Another one is, my son was about 3, almost 4, and we were looking at a memorial book of the World Trade Center / 9/11 attacks. And out of nowhere, he starts sobbing and says, our feet was so hot. It was making our feet so hot, and we jumped. We jumped to the sky. He cried until his body convulsed, and then fell asleep, slept for 12 hours, and I've never asked him another thing about it, and he hasn't offered up any more information. He's 6 years old now, and that's from 3 years ago.
Oh.
So, yeah, I mean, kids saying things like that, like out of nowhere. Like, kids can come up with some things, right?
Yeah.
But some things like that, dude, that would get the hair standing up all over your body.
Oh, yeah. My hair is standing up
just hearing
right now.
Just hearing about it, right?
Yeah.
Just having kids say things like that. To lighten the mood up a little bit, it reminds me of Baby Geniuses. You know that movie?
Yeah.
Where they're like really smart and they know how to talk and like they can do kung fu.
But they don't.
I know kung fu.
They just talk to each other,
yeah,
right?
But they also have the knowledge of the whole universe and what life's about and everything until they cross over, is what they call it. To being a toddler. I don't know. Maybe there's something, because I don't remember anything from when I was young. You know what I mean? Like before 5, I don't remember anything. Who knows what I said?
Yeah.
And we didn't have the internet when we were children, so our parents didn't take any notes, you know?
Right. I don't know.
That
kids are crazy.
I'm glad I saved that story for the end, because it is, and my voice keeps cracking. It's really
It's
fun.
okay.
Yours last time, mine this time.
The time before last.
But yeah,
who's counting? Who's counting?
We are. I know kids say some scary shit sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'd feel if I heard something like that. Because I'm getting the heebs and the jeebs from this story.
The heebs and the jeebs.
All of them. The heebs and jeebs and heebs.
And the heebie-jeebies. Which we'd never said before.
Never. Yeah, I don't know. Heebs and jeebs sound so much fun.
Welcome to BJ in the morning.
What are you doing?
What?
We're at the end of the episode.
What just happened?
Did you glitch?
I think so.
I feel like if you're at the beginning of an episode and I'm at the end of an episode, we're gonna have some problems here, right?
Oh, yeah.
So we might need to call it.
Okay.
I feel like it's time.
Welcome to BJ in the morning.
Juan,
Brendan,
tell the people where they should follow, or I'm gonna tell the people where they should follow us, and you're gonna say the @ right? That's the normal, the normal thing that we do here at this point of the day.
Yep.
So if you're on Instagram, TikTok, that's it, right? Instagram, TikTok. If you're on Instagram or TikTok, you should follow us at
BJ in the morning _
And if you're watching on YouTube or listening on YouTube and you haven't gone ahead and subscribed or
hit the bell
or
comment
or
like the bell, like the video.
Or if you're not on YouTube, you should go ahead and follow us on YouTube at
BJ in the Morning Podcast.
Super easy to do, right? You can also go ahead and send us a text message. Someone has sent us a text message.
Really?
Yeah, and I feel like I should have pulled it up for this episode.
Oh, shoot.
What else should the people do while I'm trying to pull this up real fast, because I totally forgot about it?
Send us a text on Apple Podcasts.
Or
you can find the link on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, right?
Spotify, yeah.
You can subscribe on Spotify. Mm-hmm. You can also subscribe on
like all the podcast apps.
Yeah,
all of them.
Whichever one you like.
Whatever one you want to listen to. Make sure you're leaving some ratings too. Review our podcast. It helps us out.
It definitely is.
So this is from the one where your voice was cracking. So it says nothing short of 47.279 prepubescent voice cracks from Juan on the sci-fi / fantasy bracket episode. Thank you so much for sending us that message.
If you actually counted, that is amazing.
I'm just happy you did. And if anyone else wants to send us a text like this one, please do it, because this was so good to read. I didn't read it before this one.
Yeah.
I just knew it was there.
Yeah. The funny thing is, replying to your text.
Yeah.
I was actually on my way to a horrible fucking cold.
Yeah.
At that point. I never brought it up. I don't know if I brought it up. I might have. But like 2 days after that episode, I was so sick. I could not even move.
Oh, man. That sounds rough, dude.
Yeah.
But 47.279 prepubescent voice cracks.
Love it.
Thank you so much for your text message. And thanks for listening to today's episode of BJ in the Morning. I'm Brendan.
And I'm Juan.
And
we'll talk to you next time. Welcome to BJ in the Morning. Welcome to BJ in the Morning.
Hey, are you good? We're gonna get that.
We're starting the episode.
We gotta get that looked at, man.